You have been told that willpower is the answer, that the people who achieve extraordinary things simply have more of it, stronger wills. Unbreakable discipline born from some genetic lottery you may have already lost. This is a lie designed to excuse mediocrity. The truth is darker and more useful. Willpower is not the foundation of unstoppable people. Understanding is. The moment you understand why you are doing something, not just intellectually, but at the level of identity, willpower becomes irrelevant. You are no longer fighting yourself. You become the thing you are building toward. This distinction is everything. Most people approach their goals like someone trying to push a boulder uphill without understanding the landscape. The effort is real. The failure is inevitable. And the conclusion that they simply lack willpower is false. What they lack is architecture, structure, a mental framework that works with human psychology instead of against it. In the next 10 minutes, I am going to show you the 4 pillars that unbreakable people build their minds on. Not theory. Mechanism. The actual structure that separates those who crack under pressure from those who harden. And when you understand these 4 pillars, willpower becomes almost unnecessary because you will no longer be fighting. You will be flowing. The first pillar is this: identity precedes ability. You think you need skill first, and then you become that kind of person. Wrong. You decide who you are, then you develop the skills that person requires. This is not philosophy. This is neuroscience. Every time you do something, anything, you send a message to your brain, not the conscious message, the unconscious one, the one that updates your identity files. If you eat healthy once, nothing changes. But if you eat healthy consistently, your brain reorganizes. You stop being someone trying to eat healthy. You become someone who eats healthy. It rewires at the level of identity. This is why addictions are so hard to break. The person has become identified with the behavior. The behavior is no longer a choice. It is a fact about who they are. And this works in reverse. If you decide that you are a disciplined person, and then you make decisions from that identity, your brain accepts it as true. You are not fighting yourself. You are expressing yourself. A person who identifies as brave does not need to summon courage before entering danger. They simply enter, because that is what brave people do. The unstoppable people you admire did not start with superior abilities. They started with superior identity clarity. They decided who they were. Then they compounded that identity daily through small actions that were consistent with that decision. Every workout was a vote. Every word written was a vote. Every moment of honesty was a vote. The votes accumulated into a verdict, and the verdict became their reality. The second pillar will challenge what you believe about suffering. Most people experience pain and make a single catastrophic interpretation. Something is wrong. But pain is not a judgment. It is information. Physical pain tells your body, this boundary is being crossed. Psychological pain tells your mind, something you valued is threatened. A belief is being challenged. And people who understand this, who interpret pain as information rather than punishment, they do not flee from discomfort, they lean into it. Because discomfort is where the signal is strongest. The elite athlete does not stop training when their muscles burn. They read the burn as evidence that adaptation is occurring. The burn is the signal that growth is happening. The entrepreneur does not collapse when a business fails. They extract the data. What worked? What did not? What must change? Here is what separates the unstoppable from everyone else. They have trained themselves to feel pain and immediately ask one question. What is this teaching me? Not, why is this happening to me? Not, how do I escape this? Simply, what is the instruction? And when you consistently extract the instruction from pain, something shifts. Pain loses its power to paralyze you. It becomes a tool, a teacher. Your nervous system learns that discomfort is not a threat. It is protocol. And a mind that can sit with discomfort and extract information becomes nearly unbreakable. The third pillar explains why some people thrive in chaos while others crumble. It is not genetics. It is practice. Specifically, practice choosing discomfort before life forces it upon you. Here is a principle that almost no one understands. The pain you choose is always weaker than the pain that chooses you. When you voluntarily expose yourself to discomfort, cold water, physical exhaustion, public speaking, and difficult conversations, You are training your nervous system in a specific way. You are teaching it that discomfort is survivable. I can handle this. There is a way through. But most people do the opposite. They spend entire lives avoiding discomfort. They build walls against it, and then life, which does not care about preferences, forces discomfort upon them. And they crack immediately because they have never trained. The unstoppable people sought out discomfort before they were forced into it. They went into the cold before winter arrived. They practiced loss before real stakes came. They sat with loneliness before isolation was imposed. And here is what happens when you do this consistently. Discomfort becomes almost unremarkable. It loses its power. You stop fleeing. You start flowing through it. A person who has deliberately practiced discomfort does not panic when the world delivers it uninvited. They have already learned, this is survivable. Start small. Run in the rain once. Have a difficult conversation. Sit in silence. Jump into cold water. Every time you survive deliberate discomfort, your nervous system updates. Your identity shifts. You become someone who is not afraid of what is hard. And that identity is protection against almost everything. The fourth pillar is this. Your environment is not neutral. It is not a backdrop. It is an operating system. Every element, the people, the objects, the light, the noise, is either pushing you toward your identity or pulling you away. Most people try through pure willpower. They live in chaos and expect their mind to be stronger. This is backwards. The unstoppable people design their environment to make the right choice, the easy choice. If your goal is to wake early and train, you put gym clothes on your pillow. Not for motivation, to reduce friction, to make lazy choice harder than disciplined choice. If your goal is deep work, you remove the phone from the room. Not testing discipline, removing the test. Environment does the work. If your goal is certain identity, you surround yourself with people who embody it. You do not elevate through willpower. You elevate through osmosis. This is not weakness. This is strategy. A powerful person does not try to resist a toxic environment. They leave. They design new one. The people you spend the most time with are molding you, whether noticed or not. Their values are infecting yours. Their frequency is syncing with yours. Their limits becoming your limits. The unstoppable say, I cannot out-discipline this, so I will not stay. They migrate toward people building what they want. They design spaces supporting who they are becoming. They remove options, pulling them backward. Then work becomes almost easy. Environment does half of it. You become the average of the 5 people you spend most time with, not poetic. Measurable. So choose those 5 people deliberately. Choose your physical space deliberately. Light, air, clutter, or clarity. These are decisions, not accidents. Your environment is the first pillar. Identity, pain, and discomfort sit on top of it. Build a foundation that supports what you are becoming. The rest will follow. Here is what no one tells you about becoming unbreakable. The real work is invisible. The moments that reshape you are not captured in photographs. They are 4 a.m. mornings when no one watches. Difficult conversations no one hears. Moments of raw honesty with yourself that leave no evidence. These are moments where real transformation happens. In darkness, alone, unrewarded. And for weeks or months, nothing visible changes. You are exactly where you were. But foundations are shifting. Neural pathways are reorganizing. Identity files are updating. Nervous system recalibrating. Then one day, almost suddenly, people notice. You seem different, they say. And you try to explain 4 months of early mornings. Work no one saw. Private moments, choosing discomfort. Conversations with yourself about who you were becoming. But you cannot explain it. Real transformation is not a moment. It is an accumulation of moments so small that each one, in isolation, seems irrelevant. This is why most people never achieve genuine change. They expect it visible, dramatic, rewarded immediately, when it is actually invisible, subtle, unrewarded, and impossible to fake. You cannot pretend your way into a new identity, cannot visualize yourself in a new neurology, must become it through consistent action in the invisible season. An invisible season is where most people quit. Because progress is not visible, they assume it is not happening. But it is. A river carves a canyon even while looking the same from above. You are changing even when the mirror shows no difference. People who understand this, who trust invisible processes, emerge transformed. Because they are not working for applause. They are working for capability, and capability is built invisibly, daily, alone.